What's up, YouTube? And I'm back at you with another video. In this video, I'm just going to speak on some Alabama football news. Some guys that's entering the draft, guys transferring out. But first, I want to just thank the Alabama Crimson Tide for this phenomenal season that they brought us this year. A lot of ups and downs, but after that second game loss, a lot of people counted this team out. A lot of people didn't even predict that Alabama would even get in the SEC championship, let alone a playoff berth. So that's a lot to be, excited about. This is a very, very young team, and very optimistic about what we can bring next year. You know, uh, well, this year, 2024. But uh, one of Nick Saban's best coach jobs, man. Like I said, man, very, very young team. But there's a lot of things that we could prove on. We've seen it, and hopefully in 2024 we can address those issues. But until now, I'm gonna just read off some things. Currently, what the Alabama Crimson Tide is looking like now. Alabama has a lot of transfers as of right now, which makes sense. We got to get our scholarship count down to 85 scholarships. So first off, I'm gonna read off a guy that's entered the transfer portal in Anquan Barnes. Guy just recently got on, the team. I think 2 cycles ago, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Defensive guy. Hate to see him, transfer. But Alabama, man, they got some guys at that position group that could potentially step up. So it's not shocking that Anquan Barnes is left. Uh, a guy from Alabama, you hate to see those type of guys want to transfer out, but I understand it. You got to get your playing time. But Anquan Barnes, he's in the transfer portal. Um, who else is entered? Let's see. Now, big news, and pretty much everybody figured, this was going to happen. Dallas Turner has entered the NFL draft. He actually announced it right after our loss to Michigan, so it was really, really fast. But that's expected. He's going to be a high draft pick. Great guy. Going to miss him on the defensive line, man. Definitely stepped his game up this season, and you hate to see guys like that go, but we understand it, man. Go ahead and get your money. He's done a phenomenal job for us, and not only him, but Chris Braswell as well. So Alabama's going to have to fill in their outside linebacker core, but we definitely got some guys that can step in. Quindarius Robinson, he's coming back. He was eligible, but he's coming back. That's a very, very good guy. We still got Keon Keeley, guys like that on the outside. Yanze Pierre. Um, we got a lot of guys at that position. The guys from Carver, man. We just got a lot of outside linebackers, guys that can step up, and yeah, Russell. So Alabama's going to be good, as far as talent at that position. But another, you know, departure for the Alabama Crimson Tide is outside linebackers coach Coleman Hutzler. He's going to be officially going to, if I'm not mistaken, Mississippi State as their defensive coordinator. So um, he's going to be a loss, but I'm pretty sure Alabama's going to have a guy to put in that position. The guy we currently got from Michigan, I'm thinking he might get that spot, fill in that spot for Alabama. That remains to be seen. We're going to have to find out and see, but he's definitely a guy. Nick Saban hired him for a reason, and maybe he could fill in an on-field coaching position. So, but Coleman Hustler going to Mississippi State. Um, Next, um, Deontay Lawson is coming back. That's going to be huge for Alabama. That's a quarterback on our defense. A guy that got significant playing time this season, last season. Um, it's always good to have your, leading signature on your defense, man, to come back. And he's going to be a great guy to look at. I think he's going to get even better than what he was last season. Definitely a leader on that line. I mean, on in that defense. So definitely a guy that we're going to need. Um, Always have experience. It's always key. And speaking of experience, Malachi Moore is decided to come back as well. Um, he's been a leader for that secondary this whole season, and huge, huge. Whenever you can always bring back experience like that, man, it's going to be huge. So I'm glad he's coming back. So we're definitely going to have to fill in some spots, though. As of right now, Terry Arnold has entered the NFL draft. I know a lot of people was that's why I kind of waited. I wanted to see exactly what was going to happen in that. It was rumored that he was going to stay, another year, but I think people read into what he said in the interview. He was just speaking about, this past season about, that they had unfinished business, but he's officially entered the NFL draft as well as Kool-Aid McKinstry. So Alabama's going to have to replace both their secondary spots at cornerback position. In my opinion, we got some guys like Trey Amos. He's still coming. He's going to be back there. We have Damani Jackson, who we got at the transfer portal, so maybe he can fill in that spot, or maybe a guy like Antonio Kite. But Alabama is loaded, man. We also have guys like Devontae Smith back there. So as of right now, he's still with the team. So um, it's going to be interesting. Definitely going to have to fill in our outside linebacker spots and our two corner spots. Key spots for this defense coming this season. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, man. Another guy that I hate that's transferring is Earl Little Jr. and also Eli Hostin, the quarterback. But Earl Little Jr., man, I heard that Nick Saban's supposed to sit down and talk with the family to see if he's going to return. But as of right now, it's saying that, he's transferring out. And that's going to be a huge loss in my opinion. That's a guy I feel like they can play multiple positions in the secondary. And losing a great talent like that, man, is going to hurt. Hopefully we can get him to stay. But like I said, as of right now, it's showing that he's going to transfer out. I hate that, man. Got a great, coaching background. His father's played played football. So definitely a loss. But like I said, Alabama still got guys back there. We still got guys like Jake Pope. We got guys, that can potentially step up. And then we also still have Tony Mitchell. Hopefully, everything is good with him, and then Alabama can have him. He's a guy that can play at multiple positions as well. So just hate that about Earl Little Jr., man. That was a shocker to me. But like I mentioned, Eli Hostin at the quarterback position, he's transferring out. I can understand that. Definitely a guy with a tall frame that, Alabama hasn't had in a while. But he's transferring out. And also Tyler Buckman, he stated previously that he's leaving Alabama to play lacrosse back to Notre Dame. So that's two quarterbacks that's out. But good news, guys. Ty Simpson is planning on staying, man. He's returning. So that's going to be huge for this quarterback position this upcoming season. Not only do we have Jalen Milroe coming back, but Ty Simpson as well. The quarterback competition this offseason is going to be really, really good. Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe, Lonergan, have him stepping up. He played really, really good in the 8A game last season. Then also Julian Sand coming in. So this quarterback competition is going to be really, really, really good. And put it like this, I just feel very, very confident that Alabama is going to be ready offensively this upcoming season at the quarterback position, man. Jalen Milroe, if he can fine-tune some things that he was learning and greatly improved at this offseason, man, he can have a really, really good year in 2024 if he puts it together. But if he can't put it together, man, we still got a guy in Ty Simpson. I think Alabama's this offseason going to, put some more focus on him. I kind of felt like he didn't get enough playing time this season. Definitely a guy that I felt like could have came in and turned the offense around. They both got, similar skill sets except for, Jalen's more athletic, running the ball, but Ty Simpson displayed that he can run it as well. So that's huge, huge news for Ty Simpson to come back, man. That's really, really good. And I'm very, very excited about that. Like I mentioned, I sent a post out about wide receiver coach Holman Wiggins. He's transferring to Texas A&M, not only be their wide receiver coach, but the co-offensive coordinator. Huge loss for Alabama. This guy's done a phenomenal job with our wide receivers in the past. Guys like uh, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs. I mean, guys like that, man. Really, really good developer of talent. And Texas A&M got them a steal, man. I hate to see him go. Really, really good wide receiver coach, man, and that's going to be a huge blow. But potential guys, I think Alabama can look at, man. I saw a post where Reggie Ragland was mentioning that maybe we can look at Kevin Norwood. I mean, Alabama legend against LSU, man. Really, really good player, man. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he's currently, but I know for a fact that he was an assistant for Ole Miss. So that's a potential guy that could come in. And I also saw a video where they're talking about Terrell Owens. He's always at Alabama games on the sideline. So can you imagine having Terrell Owens? I mean, that would be nice. But I'm not worried. Nick Saban's going really, really good at finding replacements, and whoever he gets to come in is going to be help us. Hopefully, they're a really, really good recruiter, because not only losing a good developer, a wide receiver talent, but Holman Wiggins was a great recruiter as well, man. So we're definitely going to need to fill that spot, and it kind of makes you worried too about Ryan Williams coming. That was going to be his position coach. Will that change his mind and he try to dip to Auburn? I hope not, but hopefully we can keep Ryan Williams, man. But Holman Williams, big loss, but we'll replace him. Isaiah Hastings, he's transferring. I can understand that. He's been on the team for a while. Just didn't crack, get no playing time. Ja'Cory Brooks, he left. He transferred to Louisville. So, yeah, you see a guy like that, helped us beat Auburn, that year, man. And just couldn't get on the field. I think he got an injury later on in the season, and just couldn't crack the lineup. So, hopefully he does a phenomenal job at Louisville, man. Hate to see him go. J.C. Latham has decided to enter the draft. Understandable. One of our best offensive linemen. Definitely going to have to fill that right tackle spot, this upcoming season. That's going to be interesting. We got to fill in our right tackle position, but potentially another position as well at the center position. Seth McLaughlin has entered the transfer portal, and they say he's looking at Ohio State right now. Rough game against Michigan. Actually, Seth has struggled all season with the snap count, man, and it kind of came back to bite us in that championship game, man. Just low snaps that whole game. Hopefully get that issue fixed, man, wherever he goes, man. But I know he's having a hard, a lot of people's getting on him about that, and it's understandable. But you hate, to see a young man, go out like that, man. And hopefully he finds what he's looking for. But I always question, Nick Saban, like why he never, tried to switch it out and try somebody different. But Nick Saban's loyal to a fault, man, and sometimes it hurts us. But he's the head coach. He knows what's best. Maybe the guys behind him wasn't ready, but Seth McLaughlin has entered the transfer portal and is looking at Ohio State. So good luck to him. Also, like I said, Kool-Aid, he's entering the NFL draft. Christian Story is transferring. Another guy, I felt like he's been injury prone, but another guy that's a dog in my opinion. He had some, issues, with plays and stuff like that in the secondary, but definitely a guy that's been in the system for a while, man. I just hate to see him go, but like I said, Alabama's loaded at that position. We can definitely replace him. Like I said, Malachi Moore come back. It's gonna be huge in that secondary. We definitely get our leader back in the secondary back. So I'm glad Malachi's coming back. Malik Benson has entered the transfer portal. Now, Malik Benson, in my opinion, I was very, very excited about him. The season just couldn't, get it done. Um, just like everybody, he dropped a couple of passes, but I hate to see him go. But congrats to him, and hopefully he can find a place where he can go where he can be elite, man. It's always hard to gauge players like him. He never really had the opportunity for the most part. You know, especially when you got guys like Jermaine Burton and Isaiah Bond, man. It's hard, to get the ball to you and stuff like that. And a couple times he did get the ball, he dropped it. He didn't really produce. So good luck to him as well, going forward. Um, Miles Kepsman, the tight end, he's transferring. Um, a guy, I feel like we're going to be fine at the tight end position. Miles Kepsman, the tight end room is very, very loaded. You got guys like Amari Knoblack and uh, Brown, players like that. And then you got players like Odom coming in. I mean, Alabama's going to be fine at the tight end position, in my opinion. Hate to see Miles Kepsman go, but I think he's going to be fine as well. Monkel Goodwine on the defensive line. Hate to see him. He just got there not too long ago, but like I said, a lot of these transfers, I feel like the players see the class that we got coming in. We got some dogs coming in at their position, so it's understandable for these guys to want to, go ahead and transfer out. Especially if you couldn't crack the lineup in 2 years. So hate to see Monkel Goodwine go, but another player, I hope that he has great success wherever he decides to go. Shaz Preston. I knew Shaz was going to enter. Might have some more guys enter, man. Hopefully not, but Shaz Preston is a guy. Just couldn't. We're loaded at the position at wide receiver, man. I mean, we still got guys like Law Prentice, Isaiah Bond, Hale. I mean, it's gonna be tough, man. And then we got some guys coming in now in this last recruiting class. So you hate to see guys like that go. Hopefully, um, we can still keep guys like Emmanuel Henderson. This is a guy, in my opinion, is very, very fast, and uh, hopefully we can keep him, man. I hope he doesn't enter, but I'm kind of nervous about that position as of right now, especially with Holman Wiggins leaving. But hopefully we can uh, keep the guys that's currently still on the team. But hate to see a guy like Chaz Preston, who we didn't really get to see, his his play on the field for the most part. Terrence Ferguson entered the transfer portal. I hate that. That could be depth on that offensive line. Also a guy that I felt like could have slid over and played the center position, but you know, it is what it is. I just hate that we have guys like that and we're losing quality depth on the offensive line. But hats off to Terrence Ferguson for what he's done. He was battling the injury as well, so hopefully wherever he decides to go, he thrives as well. Um, and that's pretty much it as of right now, as far as the transfers and stuff like that. Going forward in 2024. This year's A-Day game is going to be very, very exciting, especially at the quarterback position. Uh, Places that we need to improve on. Definitely quarterback play. We definitely got to get that, improved. I felt like we're not fully utilizing all the offensive capabilities that we're able to do, man. We got some guys at wide position. And like I said, this offseason, hopefully the quarterbacks can buckle down and get a better understanding of the offense. But the quarterback can't do anything if the offensive line can't improve, man. Alabama gave up way too many sacks this season, or last season. Um, and that's another question. Offensive line coach, Eric Wolford, is he still going to be on the staff? I think Alabama needs to sit down and have a talk with him. Um, Alabama offensive line hasn't been playing to the standard. Gave up way too many sacks, man. Early in that second game loss to Texas, it reared its ugly head, and it steadily got better, but man, it rolled its ugly head again against Michigan, man. The first couple of plays, man, uh, Jalen Milroe didn't even have time to pass the ball. Michigan was in his face. Basically, the offensive line was a turnstile, so um, definitely got to fix that going forward, man. Definitely got to improve on that offensive line, and I think Nick Saban and staff has a decision to make. with Eric Wolford? Do we want to continue to go for it with him, or is it time to move on to another coach? Me personally, I would love, like a Joe Pendry to come back, even though he's old, man. He's about 80 years old. But when you think about those offensive lines early on, man, Alabama had really, really great offensive lines, but the game has changed. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with the O-line position. Um, Running backs. Um, I heard a rumor about Chase McClellan might be transferring. I don't know how true that is. And I heard that he might be linked to Ole Miss. If he does that, man, that's going to be a huge loss for Alabama. But with that being said, Justice Haynes, man, the few carries that he had in the semifinal game, the Rose Bowl, he looked really, really good, man. And the Alabama Crimson Tide looks really, really good at the running back position. And speaking of running back, I'm not sure, I can't confirm it, but Rodell Williams might be coming back. So that'll be good to have him to come back. Like I said, that leadership, veterans, guys that's been playing. So we have Rodell, we have Justice Haynes, guys like that coming back, Jam Miller, So I think the running back position is going to be really, really good. What other position I'm thinking about? Like I said, defensive line, not sure about Freddie Roach. Is he going to stay? This has been the best defensive line so far that Alabama has, played with. So, but will he make a move? That'll remains to be seen. Freddie Roach, like I said, Holman Williams is out. Colin Hustler is out. Um, Hopefully we retain, T-Rob in the back end in the secondary. Hopefully we can retain him. I like what I saw from Eric Balla at his position in the middle of the defense at the inside linebacker position. He did a phenomenal job. The play increased, from last season. Kevin Steele, will he still be our defensive coordinator? He's eligible to retire, right now. So a lot of things, man, in this off season. But I think it's going to be a long ride. Uh, I think Alabama's going to get back to the grind this offseason. Like I said, it's a lot of things to be optimistic about. This is a young team. And like I said, a lot of people counting them out, not even make it to the SEC championship, let alone get in the semifinals game. So a lot to build on. The schedule gets more interesting, though. It's going to get tougher. No more divisions in the SEC. Then we're going to a 12-team playoff. So there could be a scenario where Alabama has 2 losses and they still make it to the championship game. So a lot to be excited about, in 2024. I think Alabama's going to be laser focused in 2024. This is the first time actually that since Nick Saban's been there that Alabama hasn't won a championship within 3 years. So you hate to see that stat go, but nothing lasts forever. But I think 2024 is going to be a really, really good season for Alabama. I think they're going to get back to the basics, regroup, be laser focused, man. And like I said, I really, really like what Alabama has coming back so far. So that's all I have for the video. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.